I do have dandruff sometimes, but not right now.
Why are you so tan?
I just got back from Florida.
Oh, cool.
Reece, thank you for flagging that.
No problem. I'm always flyaways, strays, everything.
Okay, perfect. I am sweating so bad, but I really like my sweater, so.
Oh, I'm the same.
Are you feeling the same way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could just say it's cold in here.
But I'm like overheating too.
Oh.
So, but I want to keep my sweater on. So we'll just kind of see.
Yeah, and I have yellow, so it's.
You have the best style.
Thank you.
Do you thrift a lot?
Most, yeah. I'm usually not like in person. I'll usually just get stuff on eBay.
That is like
eBay
a
and
talent
Etsy.
that I don't possess.
Well, yeah, you can't go on Depop. You can't go on Poshmark's okay.
Really? What's wrong with Depop?
People are selling stuff that they know people will buy, whereas eBay, like when they're selling something that it's not that they don't see the value, it's that they're not trying to make like 8 times profit.
Oh.
Where it's like if I'm buying like a vintage button down on like Depop, I feel like it's gonna be $85. Okay. Whereas like eBay, someone's
kind of like those bougie thrift stores.
That's what I'm saying. They're like, $20, and I'm like, okay.
Okay, Reece, this is episode like 11 or something, and I get nervous to start every single time.
Gotcha.
So just give me like 6 seconds.
No,
and
you're
then
okay.
and then I'm going to just dive headfirst into it. Just kind of orienting myself.
Well, Brooke, you don't always have to be a star.
I know, but you do if you are going to be in the biggest boy band in the world. I gotten so worked up that I had thrown up on myself in my stroller. In my 14-year-old self, I said, those are hot men. And look at them now. They're like babies. That was kind of just like a casual interest, which I guess maybe a little bit more than casual. Yay. Yes, everyone. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Obsessed. Reece.
Hello.
I cannot thank you enough for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
I'm more excited if possible.
Well, I don't know. I'm not on podcasts often, so I was very excited. And like I feel like it's like I'm obviously a big admirer of your work, but I feel like
yours.
Thanks, but I feel like all my friends are like, "Oh, cool." Like Brooke's I was like, "Oh, like this is cool for me."
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I feel like you are like the perfect podcast guest. You're a good talker.
Thank you. I like to schmooze, but I feel like it gives whatever podcast I'm on an excuse to talk about movies and TV, which is always like a nice excuse. So I'm happy to be of service.
And this is perfect for you because on Obsessed, we really dive into kind of like an obsession and a fixation. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you really have that with movies and TV.
Yeah,
so I really want to give you the space to do that for an hour.
This is all I want to talk about. So this is
I
really
love
nice.
that.
Yeah, it's genuinely, if I could have any conversations, it would just be about that. Like I would not want to talk about anything else at all.
That's how I'm feeling right now about fantasy books, but we're not talking about that today.
Oh, but did you finish
but
Fourth Wing?
I do want to check in with you. Of course, that was my first bullet point. Yes, Reece, I did finish Fourth Wing and Iron Flame.
Gotcha.
And all of ACOTAR.
Nice.
And now I'm on Throne of Glass, which is Sarah J. Maas's other series.
Gotcha. Have you read The Children of Blood and Bone?
No, but that's on my list.
Okay. Just I think of them in terms of what's getting adapted because
is that getting adapted?
It's supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your thought on books to movie adaptations?
I am very much a fan.
It's a broad question.
Yeah, I'm very much a fan of it because it's like for something as big as like Harry Potter, like the world that we know of Harry Potter is the world that was made by the movies, not the books. Like when you think of Harry Potter, you think of the music, like John Williams, like all the cues, the set design that was made by the movies, not the books because those don't have pictures.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah, so I'm very much a fan of it, but I do not think that every movie is better than the book, and rarely is it. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you someone who, if a movie is coming out that's based on a book, you want to read the book first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Always. Same thing with screenplay. Like if I could read the screenplay before I can see the movie, I'll do that.
How do you get your hands on the screenplay?
I'm actually a part of a script coordinators group.
Of course.
That we all pass around like scripts that we get our hands on. And then, but like luckily for the studios I work with, if I do, like I will just ask to see as much as possible. They'll be like, "Why do you need to see that?" I'm like, "It's important." I really need to. Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Okay. Well, what about if a movie comes out and you see it and there is a book? Would you go retroactively read the book. I can't ever do that in a million years.
I've already spent 2 hours seeing what happens, so I don't want to spend however many days it takes me to read the book than knowing how it ends. Whereas like the book, I'd rather, because the movie you'll just get to the end in hour and a half, 2.5 hours. Whereas the book, it's prolonging the process, and I can't do it.
I feel the same way because like at the end of the day, despite like how many beautiful things there are about books, I'm reading to figure out what happens.
Exactly.
And it's like if I know what happens, then I'm not reading it.
Like I just read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder.
Oh, how was that?
I really enjoyed it. And they're making it into a TV show. And like I'll watch the TV show because like, had I seen the show first? No.
It's
No chance. No, it's not the same.
It's not the same kind of investment you have to put into watching a TV show than you have to do reading a book.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's how I feel. So I will be reading, what's it called?
Blood and Bone?
Yep. I'm going to read that 100% before that comes out. And I also want to read the new Anne Hathaway movie that's about that Harry Styles.
Oh,
it's like that Harry Styles based
the Nick Galitzine one, like the one that's like fanfic.
That's something that I've got to get my hands on.
Yeah, that looks like it'll be fun.
Yep. I'm excited for that one. Okay, Reece, I just have to like blow smoke up your ass for just 1 second. When I see your videos on the red carpet or like with the cast of a movie, I think you're the only person where I'm like, okay, influencing makes sense to me.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God. Of course. Like you just do what you do so amazingly. I think like you are literally like old friends with the people that you're interviewing. And I don't know how you're not like shitting your pants, nervous talking to these people.
It depends. Because like sometimes I'll work on sets with them and then we actually are friends where it's like it's been enough time where there's like that rapport.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time it's just like I worked on set starting out and it's just like a specific way to talk to people. But also I have no desire to be an actor.
Right.
So with actors, it doesn't really, it's not that I don't care. It's a different type of admiration where it's like I'll get nervous talking to a director or like like a cinematographer that like no one has heard of. Like that's who I'll like tense up around.
Okay.
But when it comes to act, I'm like, oh, I really respect your work, but like I don't have the same fear because it's like I don't need the approval.
I envy you so much.
There have been a few actors though that have like caught me off guard. Like
who?
Meeting Paul Giamatti, I was just like, this is odd. This is that's the biggest, fattest liar I've ever met.
The biggest, fattest liar in the world.
But yeah,
that's a tough one.
Yeah, besides like a couple, like handful of it's just about comfort and letting them know that I'm not there to get them or like break something or have them like do the like dance. Like that's not, I don't do that, so I don't ask them to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
How are you with? I saw you with Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Recently. How was that?
That's really weird.
Yeah.
Because he's someone I look up to a lot, but he's just a film nerd, which is really fun. We were only supposed to spend like 20 minutes together, and we ended up spending like 2 hours together, and it has led to like meeting more and more.
Growing out?
Yeah, because he's just like, I'll be like, have you seen this movie? And he's like, yeah, have you seen this movie? And I'm like, yeah, and we just keep doing that, and then every time I ask him questions, he'll have like an answer ready and like a tangible thing to show me, and he's like, I was hoping you asked that. And I'd be like, let's go. And you could tell at that level, he doesn't get like asked those questions anymore.
Right.
Like it's just like questions that are much higher levels. So when I'm asking him like, how did you lay down dolly tracks in this environment? Like this doesn't make sense to me. And he's like, it's interesting that you'd and then just breaks it down. So he's just a film nerd.
Your like genuine passion probably just like comes across.
Yeah.
And
I think with
pick up on it.
Even like everything I work on, I try to find a way in. Because like with something like Oppenheimer, it's a lot easier to find a way in. But even for something that's like where people look down on rom-coms, I love rom-coms.
Love them to death.
Yeah, and it's like I'm very happy to work on those and do stuff with them because those are like some of my favorite movies, but also like the general public loves them. So like I'm happy to do anything to make it seem fun and to get people to watch it.
When people ask you what you do, like somebody who is just like not in the space at all.
Yeah.
What do you say?
It's tough because I still have to explain it to people. Like, do you have this problem too with like parents and stuff?
I say I work in advertising.
That I say marketing, and they're like, "Oh, marketing."
But then they're like, "What about marketing? What do you do in marketing?"
I'll be like, "Oh, well, sometimes they send me to sets, and sometimes they they'll have me work on a carpet." And they're like, "Interesting," and they don't get it and I can't explain it to them without like I'm always. It's not that I'm scared to drop the word TikTok.
I'll say it. I am.
It has become a word that has been less scary, I think, over time.
Yeah.
It is. It used to be like when
you just need to reclaim it, I guess.
When I first started working on sets, the word TikTok was like everyone freezes and it's like, fuck, like he's gonna make me do the renegade. And I'm like, no, stop. Like, unless you want to. But like, no, it is something where like people now get it more. But I say I do digital marketing, but it depends on what I'm hired for. Because sometimes I'm hired to like post on my own account, but then sometimes movies and shows I work on, I'm not in frame or anything, or I'm just making it for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For their account.
Yeah. So like for Hunger Games this past year, like the videos
Didn't you go to like
I was on set
Germany?
there. Yeah. So like the videos for like the Lionsgate and everything like that were stuff that I would capture, but like is separate from me.
Oh, but do you like doing that, or do you prefer interacting?
It depends. But I like being hired for both.
Yeah.
But it makes some difference. I just want people to watch things. So
yeah. And who's hiring you? Like, is it the production company? It's
the studio. Usually. I've been hired by production companies, but it's usually the studio because they're the ones in charge of like the marketing rollout and everything like that. Yeah.
Wow. What about when you go to the Oscars? Is it like the Academy?
The Academy.
The Academy is like, we need Reece Feldman here now.
Yeah, which is an insane thing to think. I'm like, you guys sure? Like there's
it works because it's like I see you doing something and talking about a movie, and I'm like, okay, it's probably a good movie. I want to see it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's how it works, which is a very odd thing. And I've been trying to get better about being less weird about it. Because I don't know how
are you weird about it.
I'm weird about talking about. I like talking about movies, but it's more difficult to talk about. Like, I don't know. It's
like
tough
you
to
don't
like hype myself. Yeah, like I'm trying to get better about that. And like not.
You deserve to.
Thank you.
Should.
Thanks. Yeah. It's been a couple years now, and I still have not gotten. I have not given myself a job title.
Humble King.
Thanks. I've not given myself a job title, and I still don't know how to explain.
Maybe we could work on that.
Yeah, I would really love, because I genuinely have nothing. I don't know what to call myself.
Me neither. And content creator, I find worse than.
Well, what is your take on influencer create? Because that's like a big, apparently a very big conversation.
It is a big conversation. I genuinely, and like this, I do not think there's anything wrong with influencing.
Yeah.
Like I love watching influencers. I'm on TikTok 100% of the day.
Yeah.
Truly. I don't think I'm an influencer just because I don't really deal with products. And then maybe I'm wrong. And like I do ads, but it's for like State Farm. So like I don't think of influencing.
Yeah, I feel like it depends, because there's like different schools of thought, whether it's like someone whose entire life revolves around pushing out product and lifestyle and idea versus someone who that is like tangential to what they do. Whereas like a lot of like all the people that do like perfume and stuff is that influencing if like they are like from Hollywood, or is it because they started out digitally and exist online? Yeah.
I guess honestly, like now I would consider myself an influencer more than I ever have, because I can't stop just like posting about books. And I feel like
I was going to say, has this not led to anything yet with like publishing companies? Like they have to have taken note.
I don't think so. I've had one ad, and it'll be out by the time that this comes out, but with Book of the Month, which is like bookish for sure. But I haven't I've been trying to get Barnes & Noble's attention so bad.
Like Hello Sunshine.
I'm literally there every day, just standing there doing nothing. Like just like posting pictures of the environment and tagging them, and I haven't quite gotten their attention
You'll
yet.
find the one like Barnes & Noble like account manager who's like, yeah, she keeps tagging. She's in her store every day. Like they're gonna.
I'm like
send a cease and desist. Yeah,
and like I don't. This is like the first time I've really done that, but yeah, I can't quite get their attention yet, which is fine. But no, I haven't really gotten anything yet.
Yeah,
but. This is the first time I really feel like I've been an influencer, because it's the first time I've really been dealing with like a tangible product. Like read this book.
A book, yeah. You're redirecting people to a thing. Yeah. So I don't know if I consider myself an
I know
influencer,
a movie
creator
is more.
I'm not a critic. I don't review things.
Right. You're a personality. Sometimes I think of myself as a personality.
I guess. But
Yeah.
like even then, I don't know if I am. I don't know if I'm being. I don't know.
I think that I would consider you an internet personality in the movie space. Maybe
That's a long. That's what.
Hey, what do you do? I'm actually an internet personality in the
movies.
In the movie space.
You're like, sir, you just wanted your order. I was like, okay. Yeah. I don't know.
Your name on the order.
Yeah, we'll
Internet
work on it.
personality. Yeah.
Yeah, that's too long
it's
for like.
It's really hard.
Yeah, to have like a placard or something.
Especially when it's like the dentist. Like that's my least favorite. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll think of something by the end.
It's only been a few years. We have time to work.
I know, and I'm always every time I'm asked, I'm just like, Reece is fine, and they're like, that's not a title, and I'm like, okay.
I know. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started out like before you were on the red carpets. You were a PA for Mrs. Maisel.
I was actually in reality before that.
Really?
Yeah, I was.
What kind of reality?
Are you a Real Housewives fan?
My friends are, so I am familiar with the space.
Yeah.
But I don't personally watch, but I support the community.
I also support the Housewives. I was on the Real Housewives of New Jersey for a few months, which is really fun. Really fun.
Wow. They must have been a hoot.
They were like, everyone's like, oh, what is it like? And it's like, they were wonderful ladies. They were so sweet to us. They were very mean to each other, which is not fake.
Yeah. No, I don't.
No, like,
don't think for 1 second.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, oh, it's scripted. And it's like, it's scripted in the sense that like, we'll book restaurant reservations and like we'll remind them of what's going on in their lives to be like, oh, this might be good in conversation. But no, it's not. Like, they're really going at it. Like, my first day on set for Housewives in New Jersey was like a charcuterie board was thrown. I was like, what the hell's going on? And then they cut the cameras. I was like, haha. No,
it's not funny.
I was like, oh, like, guys, stop. Like, this is really scary. Throwing cheese and stuff. So
what's your job as a PA in that moment? When they're throwing charcuterie.
In that moment, I feel like there's nothing that could have trained me for that. So it was kind of just waiting until like the producers stepped in and then just because my job on that day was to do what's it called? I'm blanking on the thing where I was taking production notes and literally like writing out what they're saying. So like we have, if like it gets lost like audio, I'm just like transcribing it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like writing words I'd never even said out loud before. It was nuts. I was like, I can't write that. Like this is before like the C apostrophe NT like before that was like in the zeitgeist. And I was like, oh.
Right.
Yeah. So that was my job that day. But then like after that, it's just like locking up the location again and like but then yes, I went to Maisel and Maisel was really fun.
And you started like vlogging what it was like to be a PA.
Yes, literally doing the one thing that could get me sued and fired.
I was gonna ask, like the first time you did it, they didn't know.
The first time I did it was the time that it got me almost fired, and because I did it right before holiday break. And I was like, oh, this is a calculated risk. Were you like fully like, if I'm fired, I'm fired? Because it's like, worst comes to worst, I just go to another job or get blacklisted and never work again. And luckily, it was enough time over the break that it did really well. Yeah. And by the time I came back, it was very much a conversation of like, you can never do this again, but we will hire you to do it. And it worked out in my favor. But yeah, I learned after the fact that there was like a full conversation with like with the higher ups, like, what do we do? Like, do we fire him? Like, yeah, if we fire him, then we can't do that. And so yeah, it ended up working out in my favor. But
wow,
if you work on don't do that.
But you must have known it was gonna work deep down. This episode of Obsessed is brought to you by Squarespace.
Brooke, as an entrepreneur, if I needed an all-in-one website platform to stand out and succeed online, is there any place you'd recommend?
Reece, that's an awesome question. Thank you for asking. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms.
If, like, per se, I was trying to sell, like, exclusive content, or I wanted to set up a paywall to sell memberships and courses, or sell files for customers to download, like music or ebooks, would that be okay with Squarespace?
Reece, Squarespace lets you do it. With the paywall comes flexible payments. Make your checkout seamless with Squarespace payment tools that accept credit cards, PayPal, Apple Pay, and the option to buy now and pay later in eligible countries.
Also, I was just curious.
Yep.
With easy checkout, can you do like client invoicing and stuff?
150%. Yes, you can.
Wow.
You know what else you can do?
What?
You can easily manage your clients and invoices, from vetting leads to receiving payments via invoices, in one streamlined, customizable workflow.
But would you just say, like, if we're just talking about this in general,
Yeah.
would you say that it has tools, like, even outside of me, just like for everyone who wants to start and grow their online presence today?
I would say yes, that is the case.
Do you happen to have a URL or, some sort of code to get me started?
Good question, Reece. You can go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/OWB to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/OWB to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Can I get that one more time?
That's squarespace.com/OWB to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. We're going to take a quick break to thank one of today's sponsors, Factor. I feel like things are starting to pick up and everyone's so busy all the time.
I know I'm busy. I just wish I had, a lot more time to cook all my meals. I just wish there was some sort of company that would be like an amazing option for that.
Are you interested in something stress-free?
This spring I am.
Well, Reece, eat stress-free this spring with Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals.
Are these fresh? Are they frozen? Well, what can you tell me about them?
Every fresh, never frozen meal is chef-crafted, dietitian approved, and ready to eat in just 2 minutes.
Well, what if I don't want to eat the same thing? What if I want, at least 34 options?
Well, let me do you one better. You can choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, including popular options like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, or Vegan and Veggie. Also, you can discover more than 60 add-ons every week, like breakfast, on-the-go lunch, snacks, and beverages to help you stay fueled and feel good all day long.
I feel like I should wait before I purchase it.
What are you waiting for? Get started today and fuel up for your springtime goals. Again, get chef-prepared meals on the table in 2 minutes with Factor's ready-to-eat meals so you can get back to doing what you love this spring. Are you looking for gourmet meals by chance, Reece?
I am, but I'd mostly be interested if they included premium ingredients like filet mignon, shrimp, truffle butter, broccolini, maybe even asparagus. Does it have that?
Yes, they do. No fuss, no mess meals. Factor meals eliminate the hassle of prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Simply heat and savor the good stuff. It's tailored to your schedule. Customize your weekly meals with the flexibility to get as much or as little as you need. And going out of town, Reece?
I actually am. So, it'd be really helpful if I'd be able to pause or reschedule deliveries to suit my lifestyle. Do you think Factor would allow me to do that?
That is an option that's available to you. Factor is your solution for fast, premium meals without the need for cooking. We're celebrating Earth Day all month long. Look out for the Earth Month Eats badge on the menu for our lowest carbon footprint meals. Head to factormeals.com/OWB50 and use code OWB50 to get 50% off your first month plus 20% off your next month.
Can you say that again, please?
That's code OWB50 at factormeals.com/OWB50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box while your subscription is active.
Yes, but there's another reality in which it did not. In which, in the event it didn't work, they probably would have never found it. In the event it did work, so it was it was calculated to an extent, because it could have also been really bad, where I end up getting sued by a conglomerate media company.
That's just a really good story of just believing in yourself and taking the risk.
Yes, but it's also annoying. I realize, because then it's I say not to do what I did, and then it's so it's a slippery slope, because I think there's calculated risks, but it's also do not put yourself in a position where you can be at that point I had saved up enough money where if I had gotten fired, I would have had 2 months of living and rent figured out. But I realized which was from working reality, but there's a world in which that did not work out and things could have gone terribly wrong. So calculated risks are okay, but very calculated. Yeah.
As long as you know the risks and are prepared and you have 2 months of savings.
Yeah, because it's
top off.
Yeah, because I exactly 2 months of savings.
Yeah.
All you need. Now I'm okay, but that was scary then. Have you done that before? Doing this, I guess, is a risk. Going out and doing this,
Well, I quit my job after one TikTok. After my first TikTok I ever posted.
I
quit. I was teaching, and I was like not.
I did know that. I
was ready to head on out. And then I made one TikTok, and it did like, at the time I was like, oh, this is like nuts. It got like 50,000 views probably or something.
Still nuts. I don't care. People talk to it. That's a football stadium. That is
a lot. That is a lot, but maybe not like quit your job a lot. But it was quit your job a lot to me at the time.
Yes.
And so I quit my job. And then I was like signed a few months later, which was crazy. This was like 2020 COVID, where everything was kind of happening really fast. And I genuinely, truly do believe like if I had started posting on TikTok now, like nothing would have happened. I think I really got.
And now it's very saturated and like
I got really lucky with the timing. But I got signed, and then I asked my agents. I was like, "Oh, should I move to LA?" Because I was just like fully ready to throw myself into this, and they were like, "You do not need to be doing all that. You do not need to move to LA."
And you were like, "Okay, I'll move to LA."
Move to LA. Move to LA the next week.
Yep.
But it worked out.
Yeah, which is like also makes me sad because then there's all the stories of it not working out, and it's.
I know.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be like quit your job.
But which is the thing. I'm like, when people are like, "Oh, should I make videos on set?" I'm like. You really have to be careful.
You do.
Like
But I wasn't. But you should be.
Yes, and that's the thing where it's like, don't run into your boss's office and hand them, a and it's like, don't do that, like, because that'll not work out. But for the one CEO it did, and terrible.
I also am really glad I quit too, because I quit in like, well, I told my boss in like April of the school year, and this was COVID, so we were working from home.
Yeah.
I told her I'm pursuing TikTok right now, so I will be not coming back. But I still finished out the year.
Yeah.
And then from like April to June, I worked at a K through 8 school.
Yeah.
So the 8th graders found my stuff, and they were all commenting like, "Yes, pop off, Teacher Brooke." And that was,
Teacher Brooke was your name?
Teacher Brooke was my name.
That's sweet.
And that is not something that I could have lived through for much longer.
No. I feel that. Yeah.
That was really bad. And now I get scared. There was like, I get a comment like every now and then that's like, "Oh, you used to babysit me when I was little." And it's just like, oh. Like,
that you exist outside of the minds of the strangers that you are like comfortably aware watch you, but not people that have known you.
Yeah, it's just there's something about like the children whose minds that I shaped. Yeah. Where I'm just like, I don't want you like watching me like talk about poop.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's not what I want.
There should be some sort of blocker to
I don't want anyone, specifically the kids, but also anyone that I know in real life to ever look at me through a screen.
It's tough for me. I try not to anymore.
Yeah.
At all. It's also funny where it's like even this, I really don't think I'm good in front of cameras.
Oh, I'm having the best time with you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
because I like talking about movies and stuff like that. But outside of that, I don't think I could. So it's very tough to see me. And like I'll sometimes see people tag me in videos where it's like, "Oh, I saw Reece." Like 4 people have done this. So no one's really excited. But I'll just see myself and I'm like fidgeting with my hands or like twitching or like I'll sometimes see myself talking to myself. And I'm like, this is how I appear outside of like what I have selected, and I can't do it anymore. It's really
tough. I also like, can you watch your videos back?
It's become tougher and tougher. I can't.
I feel bad because like I cannot watch the podcast. Like if somebody is listening to it, I'll have like a really strong.
Yeah, do you listen back at it?
I can't, but like I should, because like it would be better if I could listen and be like, "Oh, this part was great. Let's clip it." Or am I so annoying? Let me
listen
cut it.
To this after?
You can if you want. Okay. Totally, that's an option that's available to you.
I'll send it to you.
Lizzie will.
You
send
will?
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take a
like
listen.
That's
maybe.
something I feel like theoretically, like I should do. Like it would make everything better, but it's like a physical sickness. I feel.
Yeah.
If I hear,
but it's sometimes
hear
funny.
my voice.
I'm the same. But it's also nice with like the people I work with are very used to having a billion cameras on them at all times.
Yeah.
So they're not embarrassed and they do not shy away and they want to do another take. And I'm like, okay, like do you?
Has there ever been anyone that's been like, "I don't want to do that"?
Yeah, of course. But it's like, but I do more research than needs doing. Like any person I work with, I'll be like, oh, hi, I'm Reece. And like, I already know that like their kids are on social and like what, like their familiarity, like what they've done in the past. Have they been on Fallon? Have they done like a silly little bit before?
Wow.
So I'll know everything to know what I can pitch and not pitch. And but it's never like, oh, I'm not. It's always like, I'd rather do this one. And it's like, but never like a hard no. But every now and then, I'm like pleasantly surprised by like who is down to do stuff.
My issue is that like if I pitch something to someone and they were like, I don't really want to do that, I'd be like, no problem. Thank you for your time.
Happens.
Drive home. Never come back out of my apartment.
I always have like 30. Yeah, no, like it is like, it is crushing when like something you're really excited, and like also I'll film stuff, and then like after the fact they're like, yeah, I don't love it, and I'm like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever made, and it just sits in my phone.
So you've had things that are like super good, and they're like, don't post that.
Yeah, and it's like, of course I'm not gonna put, like, I'm there to like support you and your film, so like, yeah,
you're a good person.
Have to be.
You have to be.
Yeah.
Oh, that would kill me.
Yeah, no, it sucks, but like it's also like I understand because
yeah.
On the other end of it, like. I'm just embarrassed constantly, so I wouldn't want to do that to someone else.
You are a really good person.
Thanks.
You deserve everything that you have.
Thanks.
I have a TikTok that I want to unpack with you.
Oh yes. How do I look?
I'm gonna pull it up.
Oh, okay. At the TV, the ether.
Okay, this is just personally one of my favorite things that you've posted.
Oh, it's mine?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry. After that whole conversation.
Oh, I know this.
You're not in it too much.
No. I've recently, like, I scrolled back not to watch, but to look at the thumbnails and remind myself. And I was like, I can't believe I made. And this is, I already know what it is.
Oh, I don't have my glass. Is this the?
It's Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
I know this.
You know that he's like the love of my life.
He's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to unpack all of that.
Uh-huh.
Why can't I find the full screen? Okay, here we go. Okay, let's just kind of take this frame by frame. Okay. So we'll you can just watch it.
Back from the Oscars
nominees
luncheon.
You were at the Oscars.
And Andrew Garfield referred to me.
Yep.
By my name.
Hi, Reece. How's it going? How you doing?
Yep. That's an appropriate reaction. Okay, let's kind of unpack all of that.
Yeah.
What happened before that he knew to call you by your name?
We watched the Timothée Chalamet 2017 masterpiece by Luca. Yeah.
Yeah.
His thank you. Thanks. I was hoping someone. Yeah. His publicist reps a lot of people. Like you'd be surprised. Like most of the work I do is with the publicist beforehand, and it's like all the pitching, and it's like that's the person you have to have the best relationship with.
Interesting. I never really think about publicists.
Because it's like, I'd never go to talent first, or like, I'm not just going to walk up to him and be like, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, it's very
I think that's key is that you approach them without the phone first.
It's also like how you are on set. Like, I'm not going to approach Viola Davis. Just like, you have to like talk to her. Like, it's like and they're not mean people. It's just like, they have a lot of people looking at them always. And it's like, so like, we had met earlier that day. And we were just shooting the shit.
You were shooting the shit with Andrew?
But like very like casually, like not like,
Run me through the conversation if you can remember it. Did you go up to him first?
It was, so his publicist was like, oh, hi, Reece. And then we were talking, and then she was like, this is Andrew. And I was like,
sure.
I was like, familiar, hello, like,
was
I'm
this
Reece.
Post Tick Tick Boom? Because I know we're both.
Yes, this was, because this was the year he was up for Tick Tick Boom.
Okay.
And I was a very big supporter. I was like, I don't think I'm allowed to say this, and I still don't think, but like, he was the person I wanted to win.
Me too.
I thought Will Smith in King Richard was awesome, but I just really loved the Tick Tick Boom performance.
Me too.
It was wonderful. It's such a good movie. It's aged so well.
We do not talk about Jonathan Larson enough as a nation, let alone Andrew's performance. No, and also Lin-Manuel's directing.
And like people love to clown on Lin, but like it was a really well directed. It was the first movie musical I'd seen that felt like the original West Side Story. Like there's so many great examples of movie musicals. This was the first one that felt like a stage had been like put into the like it was like a stage adaptation.
Yes.
It was so brilliant the way the sets moved. Yes. So I was talking to him pretty much about that, like the other movies of the year. Just very chill, like not like a.
And he's just like a super sweet, down to earth guy, I would assume.
Yeah, like as is like they're very unassuming.
Yeah.
And then he was doing something with the Academy, so I was just like grabbing BTS, filming that, which is when he said, "Oh, hey, Reece," and really.
So you had just met him once earlier that day, and he was already doing Hi Reece.
Yeah, it was.
He's a great guy.
No, really cool dude, and his dad is really nice.
Oh, Mr. Garfield.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and his dad is an American.
Yes, I knew that.
Not British. Yeah,
I knew that
because I was talking to him, didn't know it was his dad. I was like, oh, like, what are you doing at the Oscars? He's like, oh, my son's nominated. Oh, he wasn't British. He was like, yeah, he's like, oh, yeah, my son's nominated. I was like, oh, who's your son? I was like, oh,
sure,
cool.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's awesome.
Wow.
But yeah, Andrew Garfield, really cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very tough to rewatch an old TikTok.
I know. I'm sorry I did that to you after that whole conversation.
So my girlfriend will sometimes just bring up like a TikTok of mine from the past. And I'm like, oh, I don't like that.
It's hard.
And she's like, oh, it's so sweet. I'm like, no, this is terrible. Like I every now and then I go through like I should just delete everything, start anew.
I feel that way too.
Even like something I posted yesterday, I'm like, it's time to start anew.
Sometimes I'm like, TikTok and any other social media platform should give you the option. Like something should pop up that says, would you like to delete everything before this date?
Yeah, like before my hair was a certain length. Before I was like self-aware, like before the prefrontal, like before that formed, like
there are videos like early on that I'm like, I don't remember ever looking like that, and I'm terrified of.
I see myself aging in real time. Like I didn't have lines on my face when I was first making. Like I don't know if that's from working on set too much, just too many hours, but like I've aged.
It really is true. Like what they say, like no one should have access to looking at themselves as much as.
No, it's really in the old days, like. I don't even know when mirrors were invented, but like I guess you looked in like a pond. I don't know, but like
that's a really good question.
Yeah,
I feel like that's come up before on this podcast.
When were mirrors invented?
Yeah,
because it's like you have to like blowtorch sand or something like that.
4000 BCE. That means nothing to me, unfortunately.
So it's like 6,000 years ago. But like that must have been a rudimentary mirror.
Oh, you're so smart. Yeah.
But like it was the Egyptians.
Sure.
Yeah.
The Greeks.
What's that?
Greeks.
It was the Greeks?
But that's crazy that you even had Egyptians to throw in there. Like I would literally.
Oh, I love. This is another thing, like the Roman Empire thing, which I know is like a year old now, but like it's so embarrassing because like 2 weeks before that happened, I went on like a Greek history like tear where I was watching like 6-7 documentaries on the Battle of Thermopylae. And
totally.
As one does. And then the Roman Empire thing, and I was like, oh wow, I really. Yeah, really fit into the shoebox there. But we should not be able to see ourselves.
No, we shouldn't.
Yeah, like even I would like a mirrorless house, or like that I'm always sitting Shiva and everything has to be covered.
I do not look in the mirror.
It's getting tough.
It is. Okay, here's a question for you, and then I want to get into just like talking about our favorite movies. If you could go back in time,
yes.
And be on one movie set doing what you do, like any movie in the world.
Oh.
Which movie would you pick?
Oh, that's tough. That's a really good question.
Thank you.
I thought
about it long and hard.
It's tough because like I want to not be a realist, but I have to because like part of me wants to.
No, you don't. Why do you have to be a realist?
Because it's like I don't I love James Cameron and like he has some of my like Aliens is one of my favorite movies, Terminator, like. But I think working on the set of Titanic would have been amazing. But I also don't think he would have let me on that set.
No, he is in this scenario. He is letting you.
Oh, he's like, come on, Reece. Like, yeah.
You've met him before.
Yeah.
How's
he's
that?
Really cool. Also,
so he would let you on.
But it's like there's like certain filmmakers that like the way they run sets is different. Like I'd probably want to be on a horror set,
right?
Because like maybe like the original Scream, because I was on Scream 6.
Oh.
And like the original Scream would be fun, or like The Thing from the 80s. I would have, or like even. I know this is a boring one, but like Wizard of Oz, like
that's not
getting
boring.
the behind the scenes of that would have been nuts. Having that would have been really cool. I'm trying to think what else. Maybe, or no, I'm locking it in.
Lock it in. You can do top 3.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Spielberg ones. I think I'm gonna do Titanic, so Cameron.
Okay.
Jaws, and then Jurassic Park. Just because I want to capture the animatronics. That'd be amazing.
Is Jaws Steven Spielberg? That's
Yep.
a stupid question.
Yes,
it is.
Yes.
Okay.
The second movie.
I watched that for the first time recently.
What'd you think?
Good.
Okay,
Here's
what's
the
your
thing.
hesitation?
No, here's the thing. I wish so deeply that I was like a movie nerd.
Yeah.
But I really am just like in it for shock factor and
Okay.
to be entertained.
There's
And
some shocking
I
parts of that
I was
movie. Yeah.
entertained, but it kind of lost me at the end
Oh, okay.
because I just like there was just like so much happening on that boat,
Yeah, there's a
and
lot
it
going
just
on
like
that boat.
clearly just like wasn't a real shark. That it lost me a little bit, but I do
that's
have to
fair.
remind myself like this was when
This
was it
75.
75.
Yeah.
And like that is something that I had in my brain while watching, but it is hard.
Yeah.
Kind of watching it now.
No, that's fair. There are certain things I watch and I have to put on like the lens of like, okay, this was the time. But
Yeah.
Jaws is one of my favorites of all time. I'm also very unpretentious with it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
as long as you have a good reason for a movie being your favorite, like if it's Kung Fu Panda 2, good movie.
Yeah.
If you have a very valid reason, like there should be no reason anyone should find fault with that opinion.
I love that.
Yeah.
My favorite movies are all pretty bad, I would say.
Well, what's pretty bad? Because like
Not
I don't
like
think
bad.
any movie. Yeah, that's what I don't think any movie is bad. Everything has like it's like people. We all have redeeming qualities. Like it's very tough to compare to people because very different backgrounds, very different
Yeah.
like everything. So it's
Yeah.
like movies should be the same. Where it's how could I compare Lawrence of Arabia
Right.
to 13 Going on 30?
Oh, brilliant.
They would never be.
Brilliant film.
Yeah, like it's a great movie.
It really
it's a
is.
really and
it really is.
yeah, like there's miscongeniality. I think is like
Brilliant.
yeah, like a very well constructed, tight, no fat, like
Yeah.
so funny, so lean,
Yeah.
good story, everything. There's no reason that shouldn't be talked. Like I was saying, no hard feelings. You just had Andrew on.
Do not even get me started.
He was in. Every year I do my Oscar picks. He was in my supporting actor category because I was like, that's an amazing performance. That if this was not a hard R comedy, everyone would have respected that performance so much more.
I've never heard of hard R comedy.
Yeah, where
Love
it's like,
that.
yeah, like something like Wedding Crash, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, if it wasn't that, he would have been getting like all the noms and everything.
Like, why? I don't understand why. You did it.
Exactly. And it's like everyone agreed.
Just because
Amazing.
the Academy.
And it's not even the Academy. It's just like every now and then people have
But Jen was nominated.
at the Golden Globes. But that's also she's like Oscar winning. She's already done. So like in 10 years, he probably would have got a nom. But like, I'm very.
That shocked me to my core.
It's a
That he
great
wasn't the
movie.
talk of award season.
Yeah, same thing with
Truly.
Charles. Like, yeah, it's like weird politics, but like I'm very much in the school of everything should be respected for what it is, not for how.
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like Twilight, for example.
Twilight. I watched that.
One of my favorite films of all time. Say it, Reece.
It is very.
It's a bad movie.
That is one that I will argue is legitimately bad.
It's a horrible
That's like my
movie.
one. You brought up the one that I'm like, actually, wait, never mind. There's one flaw. It is, but it's one redeemable thing for me is how much I enjoyed watching it.
That's
'Cause it's-
all that I care about.
Yeah,
Personally.
like the baseball scene is really
it's so
good.
bad. It's
and like,
so bad.
Yeah.
But I love it. And it's just like the way when I'm watching that, I'm back in the movie theater 12 years old.
Yeah.
Like I think that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, it is like I watched it like 2 years ago and I was like, this is legitimately horrible.
It's really bad.
Like there's
really bad.
it was really tough for me to find something redeemable besides the fact that it is like
That's what's so like that's the
part of the
redeemable
fun.
quality
Yeah.
is
And
how bad it is.
Also, I think it has grown in my mind after the fact, knowing that Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson are such good actors, where it's like, oh, they like definitely knew what they were doing, and we're just like, paycheck, and I'm like, good.
My pet peeve, and I talk about this a lot,
Yeah.
is when actors like I guess Robert Pattinson does it a little with Twilight, but like when actors are in a movie like that,
Yeah.
that kind of puts them on the map, and then they shit on it. I'm just like, you need to embrace that.
I think it's
Full send.
I think it's like time where it's like there's like I feel like if I'm ever lucky enough to get to like make my own movies or something one day,
Is that the goal?
that is my goal is to write, hopefully direct if they'd ever let me. They as in like I don't know whoever decides if I can, but like I think in the beginning I'd probably be like, TikTok was like I'm trying so hard not to distance myself from something that I love so much now. Where it's like I feel like a lot of people or like even like big filmmakers who started in like music videos, they're like, now I'm a film director and not doing music videos anymore. And it's like, no, that's a respectable, like that's everyone's start somewhere. And I feel like it's the same with that, where it's like after enough time has passed, they could be like, no, this made me money, put me on the map, allowed me to do everything I was able to do. Yeah.
That's how I feel, yeah. Hey guys, this episode of Obsessed is sponsored by BetterHelp. I just got back from a trip last week, so my social battery right now is feeling pretty recharged. It can be easy to ignore our social battery and spread ourselves thin, especially with social gatherings picking up after the winter. What's the right amount of socializing to you? And how do you recharge? Maybe you thrive around people, or maybe you need some more alone time. Therapy can give you the self-awareness to build a social life that doesn't drain your battery. Therapy has given me tools to navigate life's challenges, fostering resilience and a healthier mindset. It's a judgment-free space where I've learned to prioritize self-care, set boundaries, and build lasting positive changes. It's an investment in myself that pays dividends in personal well-being and a more fulfilling life. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/OWB today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/OWB. Hey guys, we're going to take a quick break to thank a sponsor of today's episode, Apostrophe. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the amount of choices there are when you're shopping for something? Whether you're looking for cereal or toilet paper, there are so many options, it's hard to know what's best for you. When it comes to finding skincare products that actually work, it's even more overwhelming. I've been on the hunt for a new face wash, but I'm not sold on one yet because there are a million options to choose from, and I don't know what's best for my skin. Apostrophe's goal is to help you feel confident in your own skin. Whether you're dealing with breakouts, signs of aging, or acne scarring, Apostrophe will help you love the skin you're in. Apostrophe is an online platform that connects you with an expert dermatology team to get customized acne treatment for your unique skin. Through Apostrophe, you can get access to oral and topical medications that use clinically proven ingredients to help clear acne. Simply fill out an online consultation with your skin goals and medical history. Then take a few selfies and a dermatology provider will create a customized treatment plan just for you. Apostrophe offers access to prescription treatments for all types of acne and treats breakouts from head to toe. One of the best parts is the unboxing once you get your product. They send cute postcards and cute personalized stickers, so it's always a fun surprise in the mail. We have a special deal for our audience. Get your first visit for only $5 at apostrophe.com/OWB when you use our code OWB. That's a savings of $15. This code is only available to our listeners. To get started, just go to apostrophe.com/OWB and click Get Started, then use our code OWB at sign up and you'll get your first visit for only $5. Thank you, Apostrophe, for sponsoring this episode.
Yeah. Well, for you, like what would be with no bars, no everything like that? What would be would you want to host your own like talk show? Like like NBC style, like late night with Lady Efron?
Like, I hate being in front of people and talking to people that I don't know.
Okay.
So
maybe not that.
No. But like in a perfect world where I didn't hate that, yes.
Okay.
Is that like
But that's something
in a perfect
you could
world, I wouldn't
evolve into.
Yeah. In a perfect world, that wouldn't make me anxious. And I think if I existed in a non-anxious form, that is something that I would love to do.
Okay.
But I don't know if we'll get there. But I think I just like want to talk to myself, which I'm doing in a room.
Yeah.
Which I guess I'm doing a little bit with Kenny and Izzy and everyone here and you also, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough because whenever people ask me like what I want to do, it's just like I do really like what I'm doing now.
Well, it's not what you want to. It's like if like the largest scale possible.
The largest scale possible.
Yeah, because I'd be very happy just making very small movies.
I think I would be very happy just like telling everyone about my books.
That'd be which is like yeah.
If in a perfect world, I would go into Barnes & Noble every day. I just came from there, by the way. I can't stop going to Barnes & Noble.
It's really fun.
I'm addicted to Barnes & Noble. It's so scary.
And it's crazy how it's turned from being this, like, people used to hate it for being, like, this conglomerate. And now it's like, guys, we have to support the good old Barnes & Noble.
I thought I was going to get canceled for saying that I like Barnes & Noble more than my local independent bookstore, which I do still support, of course.
Yeah. But sometimes Barnes & Noble just has like
completely different energy.
If I need like a 2003 like Stephen King book that like no one has read, Barnes & Noble's going to have
It's a completely different energy. The people there have pep in their step.
It smells nice.
It smells nice. The Barnes & Noble Cafe, I'm getting married there.
Nice.
One day. Yeah, it is my favorite place in the world.
But the dream is just to get everyone to read what you're reading so that when you talk about it.
Yeah. I want everyone to be obsessed with what I'm obsessed with. And so we can all just like talk about it all the time.
That's I very much, that's a very nice way to put it, and also makes sense. Right? That's me too.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to watch every movie ever. And then I could only have conversations about that.
Okay, let's do that. Tell me about your favorite movies. That's a big question, but
yeah, I like all movies.
Yeah.
My favorite movie of all time is The Thing from 1982. I really like John Carpenter.
Is that horror?
It's horror.
Is it like a doll?
No.
Okay.
It's like Alien, but it's not like an alien
With
like
Sigourney Weaver?
No.
Okay.
It's not Alien with Sigourney Weaver.
I just learned about that. I've been going on a Sigourney Weaver deep
rocks.
dive.
Yeah.
Alien.
Alien rocks.
Learning about
but
that.
the alien in the movie is not like a little green guy. It is like this entity that like takes on the form of other people. So it's like a movie about paranoia.
Okay.
It's really good.
Is it like kind of psychological?
Very much so.
Okay, I love
because everyone
that.
just turns on each other.
Like I love Silence of the Lambs.
I love
feel
Silence
like
of the Lambs.
That's
one
up there.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs. I love Alien, Sigourney Weaver.
Uh-huh.
I love The Princess Bride. I love when
Awesome.
I love when Harry Met Sally.
Yes.
I love Little Shop of Horrors.
I just saw the musical, but I've never seen the movie.
The movie rocks.
I want to see it.
The movie is so much fun.
Yeah.
I love.
It's not a musical, right?
It is. It is.
Oh.
Yeah. Steve Martin plays a dentist. Rick Moranis.
The dentist is. I don't know about the movie, but in the show, like literally, like scared me. Like I was completely uneasy.
Yeah, it's like a very violent show.
Yeah,
it's my favorite.
But he was also there was like a creepiness to him that I was like I'm like couldn't look him in the eye.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah,
the guy that plays him right now.
Yeah.
I like Little Shop of Horrors. I like Eyes Wide Shut. That movie rocks.
What's that?
It's a good one. It's a really good.
Do you not like it?
No, it's great. It's a great movie.
I just feel like
there's a lot to unpack.
There's a lot to unpack.
What are we not? What do I not know? Unpack it for me.
It's a movie about basically it's. I also love After Hours. I like movies where like one guy has a really just like bad night. I love that.
Like The Hangover.
Yeah.
I'm trying to connect.
Yeah, yes, I like when we get to see the bad night. I like
Okay.
when someone has a bad day, and they just trying to go home. Yeah, and this movie is about like this guy who learns that his wife was like, yeah, I thought this guy was cute once, and like he's like, what?
Like
and,
a guy that's not him.
Yes.
Okay, that would be hard.
Yeah, and like, which is like it's so silly, and he just like loses it and ends up spiraling into like, is he involved? Like him getting involved in like this like multi-billion-dollar like billionaire like sex orgy and like
Is
this
it
mansion.
old?
99.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good year for movies.
Good.
I'd say.
Is Nicole Kidman, Tom
Yeah.
Cruise? It's a really good
wow.
movie. Yeah.
Is that how they met?
I think they had just gotten together, but they were married while they were filming that.
Wow.
And split up, and everyone's like, "Oh, Eyes Wide Shut is why they split up." And it's like, no, I think they were.
Okay, I need to add that to my list. Actually, we'll make a Reese's favorite movies list.
Yeah.
We can post it out.
Yeah, yeah. So those are some. What about?
Okay.
Oh, and Jaws, like all those.
Jaws.
Yeah, like Raiders of the Lost Ark, all those like old Spielbergy ones.
Okay, I can give you some of mine. I have a huge list.
Oh, and
but,
Jennifer's Body. Sorry, I'm gonna.
Oh,
I love
I saw
Jennifer.
that recently for the first time.
What'd you think?
I liked it a lot.
I love Jennifer's
But I
Body.
wasn't. I watched it like outside at one of those like watch me in the cemetery things. So I was like kind of like not really in the right like
Outdoors, not a place to watch movies.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Too many
So, but I do
people
want to
walk
watch
by.
it. Yeah,
You have
it
to
was
porta potties. No,
right.
terrible.
Okay, I would say let me just figure out like what my top one. Have you seen
Yeah.
This Is Where I Leave You?
Yes.
It's Jason Bateman, Jane Fonda, Tina Fey.
Oh no, I'm thinking of This Is 40.
Oh my God, who else is in it? Catherine Hahn.
Oh, good cast.
It's Adam Driver. It's the most insane
Is it
stacked
where
cast.
is this the one where someone's like parent passes away
Connie
and then the family?
Britton.
Yes, I've seen this movie actually.
They're siblings. Jane Fonda's the mom, and their dad dies, and
Yes.
so they all
Come back.
sit
yeah.
shiva. And Jane Fonda's character is like, your father's one last wish is that you all sit shiva, which is like turns out not true at all. She just wants the family
Yeah.
together, and it's like such a shit show, but it's like such a good
I like
family
yeah.
story.
I love that.
And I feel like people don't know about that movie, and it's one of the greats. This might be controversial because I know people have really strong opinions about this movie, but this is a movie that I saw 9 times in theaters. It did something to me. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh. It is a movie.
I know a lot of people feel that way.
No, it's definitely a film.
Yeah. Don't be shy.
I think it is effective because
It affected me.
I was smiling during watching it.
Yeah.
I had a pretty good time.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay. Obviously, you feel good about it, but what is it that people, not you, that people don't like about it?
For one, I think, I honestly think a lot of the backlash to it was because of how successful it was. Like
Right.
the fact that it won Best Editing at the Oscars, and then like you watch it back and you're like, they like cut back and forth like 45 times in one single minute of film, and
See,
it's
that's
like,
not something I'm clocking.
which is like when you're watching it, it's like Jesus Christ, like that's it's like a lot for the eyes to like your brain doesn't work like that. But like him winning Best Actor, I feel like was a good win, but people get in, and that like started the trend of people getting annoyed where it's like, oh, he just like mimicked what
right.
you know what Freddie Mercury is. So it's like
I think I just like Freddie Mercury
that's
and Queen.
that's what for me it was like a very good, like I listened to Queen for like months after, and it's like it was a very good commercial for the thing.
Queen.
It's the same thing with like the remake of The Lion King, where it's like as a movie it was like 2 hours, and I was like, after it ended I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go watch the cartoon now. It was just a very good like ad to get me into but as far as like a movie goes, I like Rocket Man more.
See, I loved both of them, but I don't know what it was about Bohemian Rhapsody. I think I just like Queen more.
Yeah,
like I think I
Freddie
literally
Mercury is such a cool, and that story's awesome.
Yeah,
and like,
I think I guess I don't know if I like the movie.
You single-handedly
I just love Freddie
made that
Mercury
a box
and Queen.
office
I
success.
think I literally took it to the Oscars.
Yeah.
On my back. Yeah, but I loved Rocket Man, and I loved Taron Egerton. That to me, like he sung, he performed.
Yeah.
So I can understand how that was maybe the superior musical.
Yeah, I'm also like, we've done enough biopics now where I'm like, I don't always just need the very like
I do
childhood, blah, blah, blah. There's a really good Weird Al. They did a Weird Al movie.
With Daniel Radcliffe.
And it is so good because it is like his whole like discography is just parody songs. And the movie is a parody of all musical biopics. And it starts with him, like his dad being like, "You can never get an accordion." He's like, "Dad, please." And like then like a guy beats him. Like it's so stupid, so silly. And like
I love Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, it's real. And the movie starts with him in like a gurney in a hospital with Lin-Manuel Miranda trying to revive him.
Everything Lin touches turns to gold.
Yeah, I think he's funny. I think it is. I know like there's the, people like to goof, but
I'm serious. The three things that I love most in this world.
I think he's came up 3 times.
Yeah.
This podcast.
He comes up a lot. The 3 things that I love most in this world. Hamilton, especially Jonathan Groff in Hamilton. Lin's doing.
Yeah.
Tick, Tick, Boom. The movie, Lin's doing. Lin casted Andrew himself. They had the same massage therapist. Lin made that connection.
Gotcha.
Voila. Also, did you like The Little Mermaid?
The new one?
Yeah.
It was good.
Uncharted Waters, that song that Prince Eric sings,
Gotcha.
that I was hyperfixating on that, still am for a year now. Lin. Everything he touches turns to gold.
If he did Bohemian Rhapsody,
I can't even imagine. I can't wait to see what he does there.
You just saw it 18 times.
And also, he's funny. Like, he was in Curb.
Yes.
And his storyline was, he made so much fun of himself.
That's why it's okay.
Yeah,
Because he could laugh.
He can.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you 3 more movies.
Yeah, please.
I want to pick some good ones. Okay, this movie is one that I saw. It's a horror movie. Saw it with my friends. We were all like, oh my God, this is the best
That's my
movie
favorite
ever.
genre.
Looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes, 6%.
What movie?
The Boy.
Is it the one where it's like someone's like son passes away and then they give them like a puppet son?
Yeah, Brahms.
Yes.
You know Brahms.
Oh, of course, yeah, Brahms. I didn't know you were.
Let me pull up Brahms.
Yeah.
Brahms.
I remember seeing that trailer. They were like, "Here's your like emotional support mannequin."
He's just like a sweet doll. Here, this is Brahms. He's so darling.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought, like, truly one of my favorite horror movies. I made other people watch it. They said that they will never trust my recommendations ever again.
I will say, as much as I love horror, I have not seen The Boy.
Watch The Boy. I don't understand what could possibly be.
Are you
wrong
obsessed
with it.
You're obsessed with this young man?
I'm obsessed with this young man. He's adorable. And I can't give it away, but there's so much more to him than meets the eye.
He looks like a Hitler Youth. I can't.
He's just like a sweet.
Was the boy, like the original boy, like the human child named Brahms?
So, yes, there was a Brahms. He died in a fire, I think. So his parents, who are like so old, got this young man. And then they were going away on a trip, so they needed to hire a babysitter for the young man.
Yeah.
And they hired Greta, and then she showed up and she was like, oh, are you kidding? And they were like, not at all. And then they gave her a list of things.
Like she has to like do.
They gave her
it's
a
like
list
when you're
of
like in
things to
8th
do.
grade and they give you like the fake baby, and it's like you have to like watch it. It's like, yeah.
And then they leave, and Greta didn't take the list seriously, and Brahms had something to say about it.
What's the twist? Is like the boy still alive?
I can't say. You have to watch it.
I'm not gonna.
But maybe. I don't know.
How long is this movie?
Let's see. The Boy.
Also, this is something I wanted to talk because I figured we'd be talking about movies. What are your thoughts?
37 minutes.
What are your? Oh, that's not bad.
That's how a movie should be.
What are your thoughts on runtime?
That it should not be longer than an hour and 37 minutes.
Okay, so if your movie if I ever make a movie, it'll be an hour 36 and feature a Brahms.
Oh my God, you should get Andrew Garfield to play Brahms.
To play Brahms.
Yeah.
It'll have nothing to do with horror or anything like that. It'll just be in the credits, like cast, like halfway down the cast, it'll be Brahms, Andrew Garfield. And everyone's gonna be like, is Andrew Garfield Brahms? We're like, was Brahms in the movie?
Reece, it just hit me. You're probably gonna do some sort of something for his new movie, We Live in Time, with Florence Pugh.
I'd love to.
Manifesting that. This is a manifestation space, so I'm manifesting that on your behalf.
Thank you.
That you'll be in that space.
I'd love to. There's like some that I've like called my shots on.
I'm calling your shot on that.
Yeah, that's one that I'd really like to.
Me too,
to
by
do
the
stuff
way.
for.
If anyone
The powers
needs me
that
to
be.
just be standing there
doing
nothing, I would love to love the opportunity. Okay, one more movie.
Yeah.
No, actually two. Maybe three.
Okay.
Well, Tick Tick Boom, of course.
Tick Tick Boom,
Goes without saying.
We agree, yeah.
Marcel Shell.
Marcel Shell, which I love, but I argue should not have been. It won Best Animated Feature.
What should have won?
Anything else that has one animated character.
Yeah. And it's a powerful one at that.
Yeah, but like that's not an animated movie. It's like the Lego movie lost and was not nominated for animated movie
I see what you're
because
saying.
it had humans in it.
Well, I guess they do that thing where it's like they put it in whatever category it's easiest to win in, right? That's cheating?
But I argue that it's not. It's like when like someone is the lead of a movie, but then they put them as supporting.
Yeah,
it's category
cheating.
for us.
It's cheating.
Yeah,
yeah, that's fair.
I don't like it.
My favorite movie ever is actually, and this is one where it's like, it's not a good movie, but it's my favorite. Superbad.
Superbad rocks.
Yeah,
Superbad is really fun.
That is my favorite movie, I think, of all time.
That did a lot to my sense of humor and Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. I love. Yeah, I
think that was truly the first time ever I was like, I love comedy. Like comedy makes me happy,
and it's good. It has a heart.
Yeah,
and like the end, I watched it once and almost teared up. And I don't cry. I'm not like a big crier.
Watching that before going away to college,
and they just like the escalator, they're saying goodbye. I was like, that's sad. Yeah. And I also love the Superbad offshoots. Good Boys. I thought was so funny.
I love all the like that
Book
crew.
Smart rocks. Yeah.
That family of Seth, Jonah Hill when he was in comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alas. What was us?
We lost him. Okay. I mean, I guess that's it, Reece. I do want to share this whole list with you, but maybe part two.
Yeah. Do you want to give one more?
Yeah, I kind of do. Let me pick like one that's like actually like a good movie.
Okay.
Ugh.
The Boy 2.
The Boy 2 was also good. Not as good as The Boy 1. It was good.
Too Brahms, too furious.
The Princess Diaries is another one of my favorite movies.
Oh, Princess Diary rocks. Yeah.
But I want to do like one that's like critically. Little Miss Sunshine.
Little Miss Sunshine. That rocks. That won an Oscar. Everyone could agree. That like might be the most well-liked movie. That or like Good Will Hunting are the two that like everyone's always just like I've never heard a bad thing said.
That's true. Also, Get Out.
Get Out rocks. Although I think I like Nope more.
Really? I couldn't really. I was like, I'm too stupid for this, I think. I wasn't really getting like the hidden meanings of it all.
Not every movie has to be for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
like
true.
Us was not my favorite Peele movie, but like some people are like, that's the one.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me. But Get Out rocks.
I love Get Out.
That was one of the best theater experiences I've ever had.
That I was like going through something and I saw that like 4 times and I brought a notebook and took notes on all because like you miss so many things.
No, it's
I was
true.
like trying to be someone that I wasn't, honestly.
Yeah, where it's like
but-
everyone's like whispering like, oh my God, like is she like a critic? And you're just like, good.
But very yes, because there was all this like BuzzFeed articles that came out after Get Out. And it's like things you miss, and
that was the movie that
my
started
God.
like the hyper fixation
Yes.
on like. Did you realize that like when she hits like the deer in the beginning, like she's not giving his license because she doesn't want to trail.
Yes, that was like the first time where it's like you're not watching close enough.
Yeah, but like also so much fun, and I
much
just like people talking about movies, so I never want to bag on it. It's so movies are fun, and like
are fun.
it's not saving anyone's lives, but it's making them a little bit better.
Well, they could be. For example, Twilight
You saved your life yet.
Mm-hmm.
The world population plus 1 more.
Yeah.
Because of Twilight.
and also New Moon and
I haven't seen the
Eclipse,
4th
and 2.
I haven't seen the 4th one.
They get better, like in terms of like yeah,
Okay.
I think so. Like cinema, what's that word? Cinematography.
Oh, cinematography.
Yeah, no,
I
but
was like cinema. Yeah, cinema's a word.
Cinematographically, cinematographically, sure, they get better. If it's not a word.
No,
it's a word now.
It made sense. I understood what it was, so that means it's a word.
Okay.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Thanks, Reece. You're
No
the only
problem.
one that really gets that.
No, it's if you put something down, I picked it up. So that's you communicated it enough.
The point of communication is to communicate. We did that
It's
effectively.
how I feel about like
It's a
astrology
word.
and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
If it works for you, then it's real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. You're so wise.
That-
Okay.
Thanks.
Reece, thank you so much for coming. We'll have to do a part 2 because I have a huge list for you.
Where we really
And I
break
need you to
down,
come with
or we
your
sit on like a
list.
sub. Yeah, just
Yeah.
like top 50 movies of all time.
Yeah. If you could tell everyone one movie to go watch tonight, people, it's going to be a Friday night when this comes out. And if you guys are staying at home, this is the movie that Reece wants you to watch tonight.
Can I check my list?
Yeah. Oh, check it twice.
Okay. This is where I reveal I'm Jewish Santa. I'm checking my letterbox.
Oh my God. Do you love Letterboxd?
I love letterbox.
I feel that way about Goodreads. And don't worry, I'm going to come out with an app that's a combo of the two of them.
It's because Goodreads rocks, but it's not the best.
Hasn't been
interface.
updated since it was. Yep.
Yeah.
We've covered this.
Yeah. Oh, has this? Okay.
Oh, I did a whole episode on.
Yeah,
on
because
it.
it's like
horrible.
I want to use it and I want to like follow my friends and stuff.
Can't
but
figure out how to follow anyone, can you?
No.
Mm-mm.
And I don't know.
It
Thought I
really
was
is
pretty
a
savvy,
horrible app.
but
No, it's horrible, but it's the first thing I check when I wake up and the last thing I check when I go to bed.
it's really fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Some movies to watch tonight. The first one is, if you haven't seen it yet, it came out last year, May, December.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
It's so good. It's on Netflix. It's like deeply, really upsetting, but so funny. It was my favorite movie of last year.
Okay.
I thought that was awesome. If you want something to rewatch, everyone has seen it, but School of Rock, it really holds up well in a rewatch. So, and whoever is listening, if like you're like, oh wow, I haven't seen it in a while, you should go see it.
Yeah.
Because it's really good. I would say you should watch.
I can chime in too. Go ahead and watch The Boy. You will love it.
And The Boy too.
Mm-hmm. Starring Brahms.
Starring Brahms. Oh, if you want a documentary, it came out a few years ago. But Won't You Be My Neighbor on Mr. Rogers is really sweet. That made me cry. If you want something a little bit older, there's 2 Eric Romer films I really like that are like really fun for the summer, called A Summer's Tale and The Green Ray. And it's like very much those movies that like are just like French people like smoking cigarettes, like looking out in the ocean. So they're like really beautiful to watch. And it's just like people in like their 20s being like kind of messy and not knowing how life works.
Love that.
And then my last recommendation I will leave everyone with. If you like horror, I would say watch The Thing. And if you don't like horror, then I don't really have a recommendation for The Thing.
You could always do The Boy too.
You could always do The Boy too.
Yeah.
Wait, so can you just tell me what happens to Brahm?
Yeah. Okay, everyone, if you want to watch The Boy, leave. This is the end of the episode.
Okay.
If you aren't gonna watch The Boy, I'm gonna spoil it
Keep
now.
scrolling, yeah.
He turns out the real Brahms never died.
Is he in
He's
the...
a grown man living in the walls. It's good. That's so good.
Wait, what do you mean living in the walls?
He lives in the walls.
Like,
There's like an attic that
like
he
he's in
lives
the goddamn walls?
And he I don't actually know how he's been like coming
but like,
out.
is he like, is that by choice or is like his parents?
He had actually, so the fire, and I haven't seen it in a while, so maybe I'm wrong. The fire that he died in.
Wrong about the walls? Or?
No, I think he killed someone when he was like, he's like a psychopath.
Oh, okay.
So like he's a child that killed someone.
Gotcha.
And so his parents hid him away and they were like, he actually died. So his parents hid him away for his life. So he's obviously like extremely developmentally delayed due to being hidden in the walls. And so he's mostly like hiding in his attic, but he does somehow come out of the walls and moves the doll. So it's like, she does think that the doll is alive.
So he's just a silly little trickster.
Yeah. But then there's a scene where like her old boyfriend comes to like stalk her and like he's about to like hurt her or something, and Brahms has grown very fond of his babysitter.
Yeah.
And so Brahms,
this is his first like friend
Brahms
ever.
busts out through the wall. And that's how we find out that Brahms has
You've been in the
there
wall
this
the whole time?
He was in the walls. Yeah. And then I'm not quite sure where Brahms 2 takes us.
Yeah, I'm assuming Brahms dies in the first one.
I don't know. I think at the end it's one of those like,
it's like left ambiguous,
yeah,
where
I
it's
think
like
ambiguous.
they check the walls and it's like he's not
and
here.
it's like he's gone. But also the parents literally like, here, watch our son, and they leave and then they drowned themselves and never came back. Yeah, so she was stuck with him forever.
That's I actually kind of want to watch this movie now.
I wish I didn't give away the twist.
No. I'm watching it now for the twist.
Okay.
To see if I could like suss it out and be like,
No,
I
I didn't see it coming.
Saw something scattering in the ceiling.
I live for things that I don't see coming. I think that to me, because I'm just like so focused on the plot of movies.
twist movies?
That to me is just like what makes a movie is something I'm just like,
A twist?
yeah. Like Shutter Island.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Like all of Shutter Island, I was like, this is okay. And then the end, I was like, this is the best movie I have ever seen in my life.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen The Sixth Sense?
I love The Sixth Sense.
Okay.
We used to be, my parents were like best friends with M. Night Shyamalan, and I was best friends with his daughter.
She has a movie coming out.
She does?
Yeah.
I haven't talked to her since I was little, but that would be fun to reconnect with her. But that's always my like fun fact.
Friends
Is like
with M. Night?
like really good friends.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah, Sixth
so
Sense
close
rocks.
that I remember I would call him Uncle Night. But
I want to be called that.
but if I saw him now, he would have no idea who I was.
Yeah.
So you win some, you lose some.
He might remember.
Well, if I said my name, he would.
Andrew remembered me. M. Night will remember you.
Yeah. I will, like, that's in my saved TikToks, by the way. Hi, Reece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Reece. Whew, okay.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'll bury it deep down again.
That is, like, I hope you see him again. Will you let me know?
I actually will let you know
Okay.
if I see him again.
Yeah.
He doesn't, I feel like he just minds his business
He's
when he's not doing anything.
a private guy.
As he should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I almost, like, feel bad saying his name because I'm like, he wouldn't want that.
But I feel like he's happily offline.
I think he lurks.
He'd be a lot of people do.
A lot of people do. But I'll give you your privacy,
Yeah.
Andrew.
Andrew's like listening, laughing, like, oh,
Yeah.
those chaps.
Maybe he's like obsessed with you and been following you this whole time.
Maybe he's
and
obsessed
watching
with
this.
maybe he's obsessed with obsessed and has been watching this.
I don't think so, but
Oh, okay.
it would be nice to. I actually do not want that at all.
That's fair. Sometimes I don't want to, like Larry David, I don't know if I'd actually ever want to meet him. That's too much.
He wouldn't think I'm funny, and that would just be like
Who, Andrew or Larry?
Larry, both of them, but Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Larry would be, I think,
Larry
he'd just be
would hate
upset, at me.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing to not have his approval.
Right.
Because that falls into the
I
bit.
guess the worst thing would be Larry not caring about you. So
That would
I'd
be
rather
the worst. Him being like, oh, great to meet you.
Yeah.
That would hurt.
Yeah. Like I want a reaction from you.
I'd rather him, it's
Yeah.
either 0 or 100.
Yeah.
If it's in this like 40 to 70 range.
Yeah.
40 to 60. Yeah. I'd
Then
be
I-
pissed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Reece, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Do I have to, do we end?
You don't have to do it.
I don't have to do anything?
No. To
Cool.
be honest, been doing this for 2 years. Don't know how to end the podcast.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So thank
There's
you
not
guys.
like a hook?
No, I should have one.
Can we think of one?
Yeah.
Well, you've been doing it for 2 years and haven't.
I've been doing this one for not 2 years.
Yeah, but just okay.
But podcasting I've been doing for over 2 years. And I let Connor say goodbye. I just sit there dead silent.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You think of a title for me. I'll think of an ending for you.
Okay. Thank you all. It's so hard. See you next time.